Hello everybody, Vince Bowman here, Director of Sales and Marketing with Website Darlings, and when we come back I'm going to talk about my experiences partaking in the Tony Robbins Time to Rise Summit 2024. So y'all come back now, you hear? Welcome back. Now I signed up for the Tony Robbins Summit for two reasons. The first because it was free. The second, because I'd always heard of Tony Robbins. But let me be clear, if the first reason were not true, I would not have signed up. The title of this part 1 of 3 summit was Time to Rise Summit Day 1, Breakthrough in 2024. Now, it was streaming on YouTube, so I got the laptop cranked up after getting the notification that the summit was starting. A pretty and short, and she was pretty short, young lady who said her name was Carissa came out as host. She was so short the chair Tony Robbins was to sit in was almost taller than her. Now she sported long brunette hair and a slender build. I had to do a little digging to find out that her full name is Carissa Kuchis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, AKA KK. She was full of energy and knew how to pump things up. If this was a talk show, she'd be the warm-up comedian. Now, after Carissa did her spill, she introduced us to the gentleman whose job was to exercise us for a short period of time. I didn't partake. That's the advantage of participating in an online summit. No one knew I was being a slacker. Now, before becoming the Director of Sales and Marketing for Website Darlings, website design company, I was a personal trainer for many years. So I guess my ego told me that I didn't need it. But if I were in attendance at one of his summits, I would participate with a great big smile on my face. Now, after Jack LaLanne, I'm just kidding, I'm being funny. His name wasn't Jack LaLanne. But after he finished his exercise routine, we went back to the fair Carissa. I think I'm infatuated with Carissa. Now, she spoke a little more than the moment I'd been waiting for transpired when Carissa introduced the man of the hour, none other than Tony Robbins. Now, when Tony Robbins came out, he began by being his own hype man. Now, what I mean is he started to get people pumped and excited. He was like a tall, white Flavor Flav.
Yeah, boy.
But once Tony Robbins began getting into the meat of his summit discussion, I quickly became a fan. I knew nothing about him except for his reputation preceding him. Now, his story is nothing short of phenomenal. He talked about how he had 4 fathers and a mother who drank and took prescription drugs. He started his autobiography mainly during his younger high school years. But from his story, I could see he was focused at a very young age. And he did give credit to his mother because, as he put it, he wouldn't be where he was today if not for her. He called her intense. The way he described her, I think he was being very generous. Behind his back, I would have called her something else. Now, hearing about his life and his struggles, I was really touched. It made me think of the saying that goes, "Show me a hero, and I'll write you a tragedy." Tony Robbins has definitely gone through some shit to be where he is today. Now, I use the word shit because Tony Robbins uses it a lot himself. It reminds me of when I trained Andrew Young, and I first heard him use the word nigger at the Southwest YMCA in Atlanta, where I got my first job as a professional gym trainer. When I heard him say it, I was like, ooh, Andrew Young used the word nigger. And then I was like, that man is real. Gotta love him. But listening to Tony Robbins for the first time made me a fan. I can see why millions of people love him. Now it's millions plus one more. I was inspired by his summit, and I look forward to the day 2 summit that came after. All right, that's what we have for you today. Thanks for hanging with us. See you on the next video.